Yeah, but Piers, I mean, let's be real here. Like, if
you're
lying,
did you see the one where he said
one sec, Vinny, you look like a. Relax, buddy. If you're getting a number incorrect, right? If you're getting a number incorrect, that's like a very
so 7 years
small
ago,
loss.
7
Hold
years
on now, I'm
when Trump
not done
was
yet.
in,
I'm
how
not
old were
done
you,
yet.
10
Excuse
years
me,
old?
you right there.
Were you 10 years old, Harry?
What was that?
How old were you when Trump won? 10 years old? 7 years ago, you were 10 years old,
You look like you're about to explode.
You don't know
Relax.
what the hell you're talking about.
Take a breather.
That's not
relevant.
Hassan
was right to call.
You have makeup.
He's entitled to his opinion.
Listen.
Vinny from the PBD Podcast went on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show, and as you can see on the screen, there's people like Cenk Uygur, there's Sisson, but they bring on the King Woke himself. They bring on Harry Sisson to defend Joe Biden, to defend Kamala Harris, and to try and say that Donald Trump will lose this next election. They talk about the debate between Biden versus Trump. Harry Sisson, of course, says that Donald Trump lost the debate because all he does is lie. And I see everybody saying that. You know, Bill Maher saying that, Whoopi Goldberg saying that, Harry Sisson saying that here on Piers Morgan. I just want them to state one lie that Trump told. I believe them that he probably did lie, but I don't think any of them know any lies that he told. They just like to say that because it sounds good. Anyway, let's get into this clip here of Vinny from the PBD Podcast absolutely embarrassing this woke lunatic Harry Sisson here live on Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Who is pro-Biden and thinks that he won last night. It's the TikToker Harry Sisson. Harry, you think Biden won last night?
One person.
Yeah, no, I did, definitely. On the substance of the conversation, Biden won. His policy was pragmatic, it was logical, and Donald Trump just lied the entire time. Is incapable of telling the truth, is incapable of actually laying out policy. He didn't talk about how he's going to make the American people's lives better. He just, said that, January 6th didn't happen. He talked about the election. He said that overturning Roe was a great thing and forcing 10-year-old girls to give birth is a fantastic thing. That was Donald Trump's debate. So on the substance of the conversation, Joe Biden absolutely prevailed.
Right, but
you know what's really sad? Like, Harry Sisson's obviously, he's a clown. He's a joke. But what's really sad is the things that he is saying are being parroted throughout everybody on the left. And none of those things are true. Donald Trump did not ever deny that J6 happened. He probably is more critical of J6 than most of his supporters would like him to be. Donald Trump never said that he wants to force 10-year-old girls to give birth. He actually is very lenient on the abortion topic, a lot more lenient than his supporters want him to be. All he wants to do is leave it up to the states, which it's already left up to the states, which I also think is a perfect spot, by the way, for all laws. But he only wants to leave it up to the states. It's already there. He said multiple times he doesn't want to push it any further, and I think a lot of his supporters want him to continue pushing that further. And he just continues to disavow Project 2025, which I'm sure will be brought up at some point in here. And it doesn't matter. None of these things matter. Donald Trump is saying all this stuff to try and gain the support of people like Harry Sisson and his fans, and it's not going to work. No matter what Donald Trump says, Harry Sisson and the woke lunatics like this will still go on shows like Piers Morgan and argue with people like Vinny that Donald Trump is saying things that he has never said. He's actually said the complete opposite. And at the same time, Trump is saying these things trying to gain the support of these people, and he's losing the support of his diehard supporters because of it and not gaining anyone new because they don't care what the guy actually says. Let's get into what Vinny has to say in response to this woke lunatic.
But the problem you've got is I saw the CNN fact checkers on Joe Biden's public statements last night, and it was just untruth after untruth after untruth.
Oh, I'm not sitting here telling you that Joe Biden tells the truth every single time he speaks, or that he gets every single number right and every single statistic right.
He gets most of them wrong.
That's not true. To compare Joe Biden's lies to Donald Trump's lies is laughable. Trump told over 30,000 lies during his presidency, averaging around 20 a day, and he showed that last night when he lied about every single thing he talked about. Lying doesn't win debates.
Yeah, but the problem is, if you're going to use lying or misleading the public with statements against a candidate, you've got to make sure your own candidate speaks with unforked tongue. I mean, Biden, barely a week goes by without him saying something which is immediately proven to be untrue. I mean, only like 2 weeks ago, he was claiming that his uncle was shot down and eaten by cannibals. None of that ever happened. He wasn't shot down and he wasn't eaten by cannibals. I mean, I just think that this idea that Trump's the only one whose statements can't be trusted is just not true. Last night, again and again, I'm not denying that Trump made a series of untrue statements. He does that. He barrels through and hopes that the big messages about the border and so on kick home, and they probably do, actually, with many Americans. But if Biden's going to play the lying card as a pro-Biden thing against Trump, he's got to tell the truth and get his numbers right. He can't then have a fact check from CNN, which was painful to watch last night. It went on and on and on. Almost every statistic he came out with was completely wrong.
Yeah, but Piers, I mean, let's be real here. Like, if you're lying,
did you see the one where he said
one sec, Vinny, you look like a. Relax, buddy. If you're getting a number incorrect, right? If you're getting a number incorrect, that's like a very
so 7
small
years ago,
law.
7
Hold
years
on now,
when
I'm
Trump
not
was
done
in?
yet. I'm
How
not
old were
done
you,
yet.
10
Excuse
years
me, you
old?
right there.
Were you 10 years old, Harry?
What was that?
How old were you when Trump won? 10 years old? 7
Vinny,
years ago, you were 10
you
years
look like
old,
you're about
bro.
to explode.
You don't know what
Relax.
the hell you're talking about.
Take a breather.
That's not
relevant.
Hassan was right to call.
You have makeup.
He's entitled to his
Hassan,
opinion.
listen. I know Hassan's a big fan.
You know what's really sad about this as well is even Hassan and Cenk think this guy's a joke. Like, Hassan is just laughing at him. He's not like nodding his head yes. He's not defending him. He's like, this guy is an absolute joke. When Hassan thinks that you're so far woke that you're a joke, you have a problem. You have a mental illness. Or, I mean, obviously, I think this guy's probably paid off by the Biden and Kamala Harris regime. But like, when Hassan thinks you're a joke, when Hassan's laughing at you, not laughing with you, there's a problem. You know, if you're on the left, if Hassan is laughing at a leftist for being too far left and too ridiculously on the left, you got problems, man. Big ones.
Fan of mine. He was right to call you out for looking like you're about to explode. It's okay, no problem here.
Yeah, you were 10 years old when Trump won.
You have to level.
Get him, Harry.
And what are you, like 80? Like, relax, buddy. Take a breather. You're okay. I promise. It's okay.
Ooh, that was so good.
Zen, yoga. Yoga's good. Yoga's good.
Can I just say, I don't actually care how old either of you are. Let's get back to the real reality, which is I care about the age of the president because he looks like he's 180. So, Harry, I'm just bemused. 33% of people watching it apparently think Biden won. I don't know. Harry, hang on. Harry, I don't know how anybody honestly can watch that debate and honestly conclude that Biden won. You'd have to be so deeply embedded in the Democrat partisan tank that you can't crawl out long enough to see the wood for the trees.
So first thing, I want to respond to your lie comment. I think that, yeah, we want both candidates to be honest, but we have to weigh the lies here. Like, if Joe Biden gets a statistic incorrect, that is vastly different than Donald Trump still pushing lies about January 6th and about the election. So that's first and foremost. But second of all, as I said, the substance of the conversation is what matters. Trump can scream the loudest, he can lie the most. That doesn't mean you win a debate. When Joe Biden's up there saying, like, you know what, my policy is pragmatic. I want to give women their reproductive rights. I want to continue to lower healthcare costs. I want to expand healthcare for veterans more and more. That's pragmatic policy. That's logical.
But Harry, the problem. Okay, but Harry, here's the problem.
Substance.
Harry, here's the problem. He couldn't articulate his views in a way that anyone could really understand. And secondly, and more crucially, in Trump, he has an opponent who tells a lot of untruths. And what you want the president of the United States to do is to be quick-witted enough and sharp enough and intelligent enough to, every time he does that, leap on it and tell the American people why what he said was untrue. Biden was simply incapable of doing any of that. And that's what a lot of Democrats have said overnight.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
It's the most problematic thing. It's not that he's old or anything. It's that he was incapable of either articulating policy in a way that resonated or holding Trump to account. And if you can't do that with a candidate like Trump, there's no hope.
Yeah, except Piers, that was the method that Biden was.
Hang on a second, I'll come to you in one second. Let Harry respond to that.
Sorry.
Well, all right. What I was going to say is, if that's the method that Biden was going to go with, then all of his answers would just be fact checking Trump. Every 2 minutes he has to be like, okay, Trump lied about this, and that's not any way to win a voter over. Biden, I would think it's more of the moderator's job to fact check, as opposed to Biden dedicating his entire debate to fact checking. Biden should be laying out the policy, which he did. He seemed pretty coherent when he called out Donald Trump for assaulting and raping E. Jean Carroll. And
what did you think? Okay,
felon. People don't like to talk about
excruciating moment when Joe Biden basically froze and mumbled his words, it said complete gibberish, and then Donald Trump just said, I don't think even he knows what he just said. Let's just watch this clip, and I'm going to ask you to explain to me what he said.
Dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if he doesn't care, he doesn't like the military at all, and he doesn't care about our veterans. Nobody been worse. I had the highest approval rating for veterans taking care of the VA.
I mean, Harry, what was Biden saying there?
It's a very nice, selectively edited clip. I like it. Yeah, I don't think that every person ever is going to speak perfectly. So highlighting Biden not speaking perfectly.
No, but I watched the whole thing, Harry. I watched the whole thing.
Broader conversation.
I watched the whole 90 minutes. I don't come at this as on the left or right. I'm not a member of either party. I don't promote either party over the other. I simply come at it as a journalist. I didn't understand 90% of what Biden was saying. I did understand Trump and understood that he was misleading me a lot of the time, but also understood on the big picture messaging, which he kept ramming down the viewers' throats about the chaos at the border, the state of the economy, particularly.
Yeah, we can keep trying to have these conversations with people like Harry Sisson, but ultimately they're completely pointless because it literally doesn't matter. Biden could have stood up there and said not a single word, just looked blankly at the camera. I mean, I don't like making jokes like this, but it's just that I truly believe it's the 100% God honest truth that we could put Helen Keller up there. We could put somebody who's blind and deaf and have them say absolutely nothing. And Donald Trump, they would still say Donald Trump lost and they would still vote for the blind and deaf candidate. Like they would. And it's really sad to say, but that is the truth. I truly believe that to be true. And we're now seeing it with Harry Sisson. Not only did he say that Joe Biden won the debate, he was voting for Joe Biden. You know, Donald Trump is a horrible presidential candidate. Joe Biden is far and away better. Then he switched to Kamala Harris and he's saying the same exact thing. It literally doesn't matter who it is that's running for the Democrats, that's running for the left. They're just going to vote for whoever isn't Donald Trump and whoever is their side. It doesn't matter. And they're still going to lie about Donald Trump no matter how much he tries to get in their good graces. I don't know why he's still attempting to do that, why he's still trying to be reasonable with these people. Just stop negotiating with terrorists and just be who Donald Trump is, like he was in 2016. I don't understand that. But let me know in the comments what you think about Vinny going in on Harry Sisson, Piers Morgan going in on Harry Sisson. And I mean, he's caught up there. You know, you can't explain the things that Joe Biden was saying. And I wish they would just ask him, like, other than J6 and the election stuff, what are the lies that Donald Trump told during that debate? Because I don't think they can name one. They just say all he did was lie the entire time. It should be pretty easy to name a couple, right? But they never name any of them. They just say he lied the whole time. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about Harry Sisson going on Piers Morgan and getting destroyed, getting laughed at even by Hassan and Cenk Uygur, and just getting wrecked by Vinny and getting wrecked by Piers Morgan. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Piers Morgan Uncensored episode.